Whakaalawhalai I'm Esther Pavihi and welcome to tonight's bulletin of BCN News. Leading the news tonight, Niue's longest-serving politician, former assemblyman for the village of Namukulu, Jack Willie Lipitoa, QSM and NDSC, was laid to rest at his home in his beloved village, Namukulu, yesterday. Jack Willie Lipitoa passed away on Tuesday afternoon at the Niue Fall Hospital. He was 90 years old. Hundreds of people gathered at the small church Karamelu of Namukulu yesterday afternoon to farewell Jack Willie Lipitoa. Jack Willie Lipitoa started his public service career as a school teacher before becoming the assemblyman for his beloved village Namukulu, a role he carried for 12 terms, 36 years as the representative of Namukulu in the Whanokepule. His funeral service was led by the president of the Ekalesia Niue, Reverend Nevi Salatielu. Minister Honourable Esa Mona Ainu represented the government in paying tribute to Jack Willie Lipitoa for his many years in the Whanokepule, a career that started in 1987 until 2023. Public Service Commissioner Aida Talangi Hekesi spoke about the 30 years Jack worked as a school teacher before retiring in the mid-80s and became the assemblyman for Namukulu, a lifelong public service career of 66 years.
13th of June 1983, he was granted retirement after 50 years of age and due to ill health. Total years served for the Niue Public Service were 30 years and 10 months. He was then elected into the Niue Legislative Assembly as a member for Namukulu Village. During his term, Lilifu Jack Willie Lipitoa received the QSM, which is the New Zealand Queen's Service Medal. He also received the Niue Distinguished Service Cross, and he retired in 1983.
Jack Willie's daughter, Mrs. Nongi Filesi, and other family members spoke of a hard-working man who loved and cared for his beloved village, Namukulu, and his life of service to his village, his family, and Niue. Jack Willie Lipitoa was awarded the Queen's Service Medal in 2000, and in 2021, the Niue government recognised his service to Niue with the highest national distinction of the Distinguished Service Cross. At the graveside, the Chief of Police, Timothy Wilson, and the Niue Police performed the protocol with the flag that was earlier placed on the casket during the funeral service. Premier Dalton Tangilangi then presented the flag to Jack Willie Lipitoa's next of kin, his daughter Mrs. Nongi Filesi, an acknowledgement of the dedicated service to the government and the country as a former member of the Niue Legislative Assembly. The smallest village on the island, Namukulu, with fewer than 10 residents, were joined by extended family and friends from around the island to farewell their ulumotua and former Member of Parliament, the late Jack Willie Lipitoa, a dedicated servant of God and of Niue. Rest in peace, Jack. Thank you for your dedicated service to Niue. And John Tofofunaki also passed away, another long-serving public servant, former Speaker of the Whanokepule. He passed away on Sunday last week. Premier Dalton Tangilangi yesterday, in a press release from the government, paid tribute to former Speaker John Funaki and Jack Willie Lipitoa, saying that both pillars of our community leave behind a legacy of commitment and pride for Niue. Their dedication to the public service has left a lasting impact on the progress of our nation, serving as an enduring inspiration for current and future leaders. Premier Tangilangi says that may we honour their memory by weaving a future defined by the same unwavering dedication to the prosperity and unity of our cherished Niue. Here's more. The late John Tofofunaki started his career in the public service in 1953 at the Resident Commissioner's Office. He also worked in various departments such as education, health, justice and treasury. Notably, he served as a public defender for a decade and held key positions including Secretary of Justice and Land Titling Manager. He was appointed as a Commissioner of the Niue High Court in 1991 and later became the Speaker of the 9th Assembly from 1996 to 1999. John Tofofunaki was awarded the Niue Public Service Award in 2020 during the 46th Constitution celebrations for his unwavering dedication over 36 years in the government and serving the government and the people of Niue. BCN News understands that the late John Tofufunaki will be laid to rest in the coming days when his children and family abroad will arrive for his funeral. New Zealand's Auditor General John Ryan is on the island this week in his first visit to Niue. Earlier this week he met with Premier Dalton Tangilangi and Cabinet Ministers, and earlier today he met with members of the Whanoi Kipule. He spoke to me this afternoon about the purpose of his visit.
I'm here to understand the context of Niue and some of the challenges that are faced by Niueans. My role, particularly here, is as Auditor General, which means that I provide an opinion on the financial statements of the government, and I report to the Assembly on my opinion. So I've met the Premier, the Minister of Finance, and today I met with members of the Assembly as well. They were interested to understand more about my role and to understand more about the financial statements that I've tabled in the Parliament through the Speaker.
Mr. John Ryan and his team also met with heads of government agencies and state-owned enterprises. I asked him about his most recent report tabled in the Whanoi Kipule in July, which highlighted a number of challenges for the Niue government.
So Niue's had some challenges over recent years of getting its financial statements for the government up to date. I'm very pleased to be here now because over the last year or so we've managed to complete the financial statements up to 2021, and we shouldn't really underestimate how big an achievement that is, especially over a period of COVID. So really part of it was to say we're on track to get those financial statements prepared by the government and then audited by my team here in Niue. Yes, there are some challenges still, and I've been really reassured by the commitment from all the people I've met actually to address some of those underlying concerns that we've had in the past.
On Monday afternoon, power outage again affected the island as the northern half of the island went without power until Tuesday evening. According to information from the Utilities Department, there was a faulty fuse at the transformer in Kaimisi, which affected supply to the southern side of the island, and also the northern feeder was also affected. On Tuesday morning, Director of Utilities Clinton Chapman provided an update, saying that the power team had discovered additional faults. A fault was found at the Tamakotonga and Kaimisi transformers, and a transformer at Avaseli will have to be replaced. Power was fully restored to the whole island on Tuesday evening. And also affecting connection, 4G connection was also disconnected on Monday afternoon due to a damaged main fibre cable in central Alofi. Telecom Niue's CEO Anurag Tandon told BCN News that the current roadworks being held in Alofi was the cause of the damages that resulted in the 4G internet shutdown. Here's Mary Satakala with more.
Speaking to BCN, Mr. Tandon said when his team went down to check for the problem, they discovered that the fibre cable was damaged, resulting in no 4G internet for the whole island.
It takes an average of 6 to 8 hours to restore. So we had to relay a new fibre, dig a new trench, bury the new fibre, splice it, and managed to restore the service around 9 in the evening, partially and completely about 11:30 in the night.
He has advised those doing the roadwork to be more careful in terms of where they are digging and how they are digging so that none of the utilities get affected. Hitting the fibre causes the entire island to go down, so my request would be to be more careful when you're going about any activity around Alofi, because the fibre is at shallow depths instead of other places where it's been laid as per standards, he adds.
We hope it doesn't happen. It happened. The same spot got hit a couple of months ago. We has similar damage. The only thing what we can say is while the roading work goes on, they need to be a little more careful in terms of where they dig and how they dig, so that none of the utilities get affected. Hitting the fibre causes the entire island to go down. So my request would be to be more careful when you're going about doing any activity around Alofi, because there the fibre is at pretty shallow depths instead of other places where it's been laid as per standards.
And work is currently underway by Telecom Niue on the construction of a replacement tower at Hikutavake. 5 Telecom Niue staff and 2 New Zealanders are currently working at the site. Telecom Niue's CEO Anurag Tandon says that the new tower will replace the old one that had been damaged over a period of time due to weather conditions affecting the metal and deeming it unsafe for his team to climb. Here's more.
Site Supervisor Grant Woodall, who flew in from New Zealand last week, says the 45-meter tower, once completed, will provide better cellular connection to the island.
So Hiku Tawake had a tower which had been damaged over a period of time because of the weather conditions. Here salt air does affect the metal, and we required to replace it because it was becoming unsafe for our team members to climb the tower.
The new tower will have a lifespan of 50 years and can withstand a Category 5 hurricane. Mr. Tandon confirmed that it cost about $350,000. The cost incurred was mostly on civil work. Work is expected to be completed in 2 weeks' time. Telecom Niue has other similar 45-meter towers at Avasele and Lakepa.
And progress on the road upgrade is well underway. BCN News regular updates on the road project continues with the project manager of China Railway First Group, Tuan Tuan, who spoke with our Mary Satakala earlier today.
Speaking to BCN, Mr. Tuan Tuan provided an update on the roadwork so far on the island.
Well, now we constructed the footbus from the airport to the New Zealand High Commission. Now we have finished nearly about 800 meters.
He also explained more about other projects.
For this project, and the main job is have 3 parts. And the first is about the road pavement, and another is the footpath, and another the last day is traffic sign and street lights. Okay, and now we for the road pavement now we have finished double asphalt layer from Hakupu to near the Avasele, and the total is about 8 kilometers.
He said one of the challenges has been the lack of aggregate, as this affects their project progress, but with the assistance of the utility department, supplies should be brought in by next week. The road upgrade project is expected to be completed by the end of October next year.
And news from the Pacific Games. Team Niue's preparations for the 17th Pacific Games in Honiara are on track. The 2 weightlifters, Ramsey Edwards and Caleb Makatoa, competed today in their respective categories. Ramsey Edwards finished 4th in her 87 kilo category, as Samoa took out both gold and silver, while New Zealand took out silver. Caleb Makatoa finished 6th in his 109 kilogram category, as gold went to Fiji, silver to Australia, and bronze medal to Wallace and Fortuna. Meanwhile, the women's netball team will take on Tonga in their first Pool A game next Monday at the Friendship Hall against Cook Islands. They will play on Tuesday, November 28th. Also the same day, the women's touch rugby team will take on Papua New Guinea, and the men's touch rugby team will be up against Norfolk Island. Meanwhile, New Caledonia leads the medal tally with 32 gold, 23 silver and 25 bronze medals, followed by Australia, 23 gold, 16 silver and 6 bronze medals. Niue have yet to win a medal, but we wish them all the very best. And just before we leave you tonight, the Health Department earlier this week informed via the government's COVID tracking website that there are current active COVID-19 cases in the community. The public is advised to be vigilant, and if you're displaying flu-like symptoms, do a rapid antigen test first to find out. And as always with anything COVID-19 or health-related, contact the public health team at the Health Department for more information if you're unsure. That's our bulletin of BCN News for tonight. We will return with our BCN News bulletin in Wangahau Niue on Tuesday next week. Do go up to Namukulu on Saturday to support them with their annual Village Show Day. They will start selling from 6 a.m. according to their village council. But from us here at BCN News, have a wonderful weekend. Nonofwa.